question of the day. Are you addicted to spending money? This is one of the biggest issues that you're going to have when you go ahead and create a budget. Let me explain. Right now, I have some training programs for sale. And to get into these training programs constitutes a phone call. And everything's going well. And once again, I'm a salesperson. I'm a professionally trained salesperson. So I know how to ask for the money. And we get to the money, there is, I would say, 60 to 70% of the time, the money's an issue because these people have an addiction to spending money. There is no thought or consideration of having money for the future. Today is good. Today tastes good, so we're going to spend all of our money today. And we have this, because one of the things I do is I have a very large payment plan, and I explain why I have these large payments and plans. One of the things I discovered, because I've been selling online courses since 2014, so that's going on 10 years. And one of the things in the beginning when I used to do payment plans, I had like a 90-something% completion rate. And over the years that has dropped and has dropped because people are bad with money. Right below, I have a free money management course that will be guaranteed to improve your financial situation if you do the work. And this is where we get into it. Because many people have a habit of spending money. If they have money, they must spend it. If they have money, it must go. They will spend money. They will be broke because they have a habit of spending money. Let me go ahead and explain something to you about myself. This year, I bought this Rolex right here. I got this. You want to start a business. You want to set up a holding company, an operating company. You want to get yourself some business credit. You want to learn how to run a business. You want to start your first online business. If you want to do that, and congratulations to you for being a person that wants more out of life, for being that person that's ready to sit down, do the work so your future can be brighter. I got some for you. Go below and enter into the Corporate Citizen Playbook, where we teach you all of that plus a lot more, because you are not a normal, regular person. You want more out of life. You want to do more. You want to be more. You want to have more. And congratulations to you. So this link is below. Go ahead and check out this video, and then go ahead and enroll in the Corporate Citizen Playbook, where I teach you some things that you cannot Google. Can't Google it. Can't Google it at all. And other than that, and that was actually for business, but it is now August going into September, and I have not spent large sums of money, have not bought myself anything. I have not played. Most of my spend has been business, but I've not actually spent a lot of money on myself. Literally, I can go months without spending money that's above and outside of my living expenses on me, because I don't have a habit of spending. But many people have a habit of spending. When I was a kid, long time ago, you used to find money. You'd be walking, and for some reason, there would be some dollars on the ground, or there would be some change. It was kind of a common thing to find money. You know, you would find change. And then I remember this one day, beautiful day. Was a kid. We didn't have a washer and dryer, so we had to go to the laundromat. And what I had to do was walk from my house to the laundromat, and there was the path. And I was on my way to the laundromat. Then I see this green turf sticking up out of some dirt, right? So I go ahead and I put the clothes down, and I pull up the turf, and it's a $10 bill. Then I look around, and there's some other turfs. So I had $50. When I was a kid, having $50 was like having $1,000 today. That was a lot of money. You know how long I held on to that $50? For months. Because I knew that for me to be walking down the street and to find $50 again, well, it wasn't going to happen. that happened at one time and never happened again. So at an early age, I knew the importance of holding on to money. And one of the things that people are starting to see and have an issue with is holding on to money, because, with my program, and it's always, and these folks, they don't have no cash, they don't have any credit. Let's talk about that. I gave you the rules for you to develop wealth. And actually, I don't know why my pockets are so tricky. So here's the path. You want to have cash money on you. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. $900 cash on me, right? And then I have a bunch of credit cards with no balance on them. And I also have money in the bank. Here's the theory. Money is energy. When you learn to hold on to money, you holding on to energy. And this energy makes it easier for you to get more money. But if you have the bad habit of spending every dime that you have, you're going to have some problems putting the manifestation of money, attracting money in your life. And this is what a lot of people have. They have the bad habit of consistently spending all of their money. This is a very bad habit. So let's talk about, how do we solve this bad habit of spending money? And this is something, go below the money management course. This is something we talk about in the money management course. It's called a no spend week. You must train yourself to hold on to money. And the no spend week turns into 2 no spend weeks. And 2 no spend weeks turn into 3 no spend weeks. And 3 no spend weeks turn into 4. And when you get up to the point where you can actually not spend any additional money for 6 months, you will have licked your habit of spending every penny that you have, and you will end this situation of you always being broke. Because this is something that I consistently see with people. And if you want to be an entrepreneur, let me go ahead and break something down to you. Your money management habits cannot be good. They cannot be okay. As an entrepreneur, your money management habits need to be supreme. They need to be top level. One of the things that you have to understand as an entrepreneur who's responsible for business, employees, management, goods, you have to be really, really awesome with your money management skills. And I'm about to say something. If you think because you're broke, because you have a habit of always spending all your money, that you're going to start a business and you're going to make more money and that's going to solve that little habit, it's not. Let me give you a little story of what's going to happen. Years and years ago, I used to be in the storage auction business, and I bought this storage unit of a guy who owned a restaurant. There was a lot of restaurant equipment in there, but more importantly, there was a lot of records in there. I could see what his restaurant was making per month, which was really good for back then, about $50,000 a month. Where did the problem happen with this entrepreneur who was a restaurant owner? His wife had a leased Mercedes. His girlfriend had a leased Mercedes, and he had a leased Jag. He was making gross income of $50,000 a month, but he was spending close to $60,000 per month. Once again, gross income is not net income. There's expenses, there's cost in that. And I just looked, this man, if he had control over his money and over his spending, he would have been perfectly fine. But because he had this bad habit of spending and living way above his means, that's why he went out of business and more than likely has gotten divorced and some other bad things. So if you want to be an entrepreneur, and this is why the money management course, which is below, it's free. You got to get control of your money. You got to get control of your spending. You got to get control of your credit. I know that everyone's telling you that you can remain just like you are and you can start this business and make all this money. Do you know that the majority of lottery winners, people win millions and millions of dollars, are broke 5 to 7 years later. Why is that? They have a spending issue. They have to keep spending and spending and spending and spending. And until you address that, you're always going to have money management problem. Because like one of the things I find to be deplorable, well, you've got six-figure people making six-figure incomes living paycheck to paycheck. You know why they're living paycheck to paycheck? Because their spending is out of control. You've got to harness your spending. You've got to harness. And this is not from somebody who's on that, you got to live frugal and you got to live cheap. I drive a $265,000 car. I got $50,000 on my wrist. So I am not a person who doesn't say, use your money, enjoy your money. That's not me. What I'm saying is you've got to learn how to manage your money. You've got to learn how to control your spending. And you've got to learn how to organize your money in a productive and manageable way. Because if you don't, you will forever be broke. And we know we don't want that for you. All right, so you saw the commercial, and then let me remind you again. If you want to be in the corporate citizen playbook, where there's a test, there's an application you must fill out, and then we must have a phone call. And I'm not even gonna die. It's expensive. For me to teach you how to make 6 figures for the rest of your life, it's expensive. Is it as expensive as your first year of college? Not even close. But it's expensive to the average person who doesn't know or who doesn't want to do the work. That's why it's expensive. For the people who are open to doing the work, setting up a holding company, setting up an operating company, setting up your corporate banking, setting up massive business lines of credit, and getting that first operating company up and running, it's incredibly cheap. But to the people who don't want to do the work, oh yeah, it's expensive. Because you know you ain't gonna do anything with it. So for those of you who are ready and willing and able to do the work, go below, watch the video, fill out the application, and then set up your phone call. So that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure that you learn how to control your spending, because if you don't control your spending will control you.